Hello and good evening. Welcome to Axiom Steam. I'm PJ. It's the 29th of April 2018, and we're introducing this new platform tonight. And the program is called Axiom Steam, where you can bring your Steemit posts and you can stream them live. Tonight I'm joined by Stavros, Predator Jeff, Black Hole Bridger, and maybe some others. And we've got a little introduction video which will briefly tell you about Steemit, the decentralized platform that has come about recently, well, over the past so many years, but more so in the past recent months, where I've seen quite a considerable amount of people all jumping over to it. So, Jeff, on your marks, get set, and play the video.
Evening, PJ. Right, here we go, mate.
Steem was built to empower people across the world. The Steem blockchain has many ways for the regular person to earn cryptocurrency. In Steem, regular people get rewarded with Steem for creating and curating content, as well as for mining, trading, and holding the currency. Similar to other cryptocurrencies, it pays contributors by creating new tokens at a set rate with specific rules. The technology that powers Steem has publicly demonstrated its ability to process thousands of actions per second, which is more than enough capacity to handle several times the activity of some popular social media platforms, such as Reddit.com. In social media applications, Steem rewards users with Steem dollars and voting power for posting and curating quality content from all over the internet. One application for this is Steemit.com. 50% of Steem's content rewards are paid as Steem power, which gives the winners more power to curate content and get Steem rewards. And the other 50% of all Steem's content rewards are paid in Steem dollars, which drives their use. In payments and remittance, the Steem dollar is a cryptocurrency that is always worth about $1 worth of Steem. With this, anyone can reward, pay, and remit to others without the monetary and cognitive costs of price swings. The stability of the Steem dollar represents an opportunity to serve the 2 billion unbanked people on our planet. Other types of people Steem represents opportunities for are creators, curators, remitters, merchants, market makers, shoppers, entrepreneurs, bloggers, commenters, internet readers, community leaders, referrers, and sign-up party hosts. Check out Steem's informational website, steem.io, to learn more, or meet up with the community in the Steem Slack channel by following this link.
Okay, so thank you, Jeff. That's the video from Steemit that explains, what it's all about, how it came about, and the good use that it has for people like me and you. And in this day and age where we're all, talking about this banking system and how they're controlling everything and nobody can really do anything about it, now it's a different day where this time in 2018, we've got decentralized platforms that are going to allow you to basically be the bank yourself. And as in that video you've just watched, it did say 2 billion unbanked people. 2 billion. We always think, there's 7 billionaires on population and majority of them seem to be controlled, but a good 2 billionaires don't even have a bank. So how good's that? All right, guys. So Paul's got some Steem. Hi, Steem. Right, so let's see what Steem you've got tonight, Paul. You've been busy this week, I've been told. So firstly, over to you. Introduce yourself and let the people know what you've got.
Yeah, hello there, guys. It's Black Hole Bridger. My Steem, it's for mainly Monday. This is, and basically what I'm doing is I'm showing you the amount of propaganda that's being put over by mainly our governments, meaning the West's government. And basically what I want to say is, while they're busy pointing the fingers at others, they got 3 fingers pointing back at themselves. And this is what these clippets that I'm going to show you are basically going to prove out that they are full of propaganda, our so-called Western governments, because we are pushing for the World War III. So I'm going to start off with anti-Western Twitter activists branded Russian bots by UK government. This is a Russia Today report. It's only 5 minutes 44 long. So we'll give this a shot listening, guys, and you'll get the idea of what I'm on about.
After a number of online activists who'd cast doubt over the West narrative are being called Kremlin-controlled. Now, 2 people in particular have been singled out in claims that they're not even real people, but rather automated accounts run by the Russian government, something that's become known as a Russian bot. Now, according to the UK government's analysis, their accounts grew in popularity after sceptical posts on the Salisbury poison attack and for their views on the chemical attack in Syria being falsified. Now, one man accused of being a bot spoke out on UK TV.
They are singling out for attack anyone who calls out the UK government lies on what has been happening recently.
All right, that's Ian, a political activist who often posts up anti-Western views on Twitter. He says accusations that he's a Russian bot are total fabrication. Here's the other account that's caught the eye of the British authorities. It belongs to an Australian blogger of Syrian descent. Now, when the UK government accused her of being a Russian bot over her posts on the Skripal case, her response was that she is indeed human. Maram Suzli joins us live now. Maram, good to see you. Well, you look real to me. You're sure you're not a Russian bot?
Last time I checked, I'm a real human being. You know, the British government, they can't even confirm that I'm not an automaton. How can we believe anything they have to say about the evidence they have for Skripal and serious chemical attacks?
The UK government argues that one reason to doubt you as being a real activist is that the number of posts that you wrote or reposted, more than 2,000 tweets in just 12 days. And that's around 200 posts a day. Where did you find the time to do all that? How can you explain that large number?
Well, I can explain it because the number is in fact false. I checked my analytics and I've only posted 900 tweets in 30 days. That number comes from the Atlantic Council's DFR lab, in particular a man called Ben Nemo. I mean, he's obviously been fudging these numbers because that's not what my analytics show. And perhaps he's fudged them in order to insinuate that I'm automated. You know, and this Atlantic Council, it's not a neutral organization. It's actually funded by the Syria Campaign, which is an organization which is behind the White Helmets group. And of course, this organization has a vested interest in making sure that anyone who exposes the fact that the White Helmets are connected to Al-Qaeda are attacked. And of course, their attack dogs have been the Atlantic Council and the DFR lab and this guy, Nemo. So another interesting thing about this DFR lab is it's one of the other members of it. It has only 10 members, and one of the other members is Elliot Higgins. And Elliot Higgins, in the past, you know, he has a reason to have a vendetta against me because I exposed the fact that his chemistry knowledge wasn't so great in his analysis in the chemical attack in 2013. I happen to be a chemist by training, and as a result of me exposing this, he had one of his associates, Dan Kizeta, write an email to my university accusing me of experimenting with sarin. I mean, this is the DFR lab we're dealing with. They're fudging numbers, they have personal vendettas, they have no credibility, and these are the people that Theresa May is using as evidence to suggest that I'm automating.
If there are certain things that you're tweeting that are raising a flag for people who are then sort of accusing you of being a Russian bot, do you expect more activists to be treated that way for expressing views that if someone comes out with something pro-Russian, that therefore you've been bought and you're now an algorithm rather than a human?
Well, actually, as a matter of fact, it wasn't just me and it wasn't just Ian who you just had recorded from Sky News. It was actually a coordinated attack against a bunch of academics, activists, including Vanessa Beeley. Tim is a professor as well. Anyone who is basically coming up against the mainstream media lies and the UK government lies, the lies that they are using to start wars overseas and to basically intimidate Russia at the United Nations, particularly the war in Syria and the chemical attack. bogus claims that the UK government are making. The same as the dodgy dossier they used in the Iraq war. And, you know, the interesting thing is that these attacks all happened within the frame of 2 days. You had the BBC coming out against Vanessa Beeley, the Sunday Times coming out against these academics. So it's clearly a smear campaign to try to intimidate people into silence and to try to smear anti-war activists as somewhat of a biased voice, you know, related to Russia somehow.
Yeah, and as well as, apart from this, have you felt any other pressure from any government agencies over what you're posting online?
Not yet. I have had the media attack me multiple times in the past, but I haven't had any direct government intervention into what I'm doing yet. But I think that, unfortunately, these are dangerous times. These are times of war. We're heading closer to perhaps worse than what the Cold War was. So I expect things to get worse. And I've seen the censorship. I mean, I have been shut down. My Facebook account has been shut down. They've tried to shut down my YouTube account. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to be staying online, but I'm going to continue as long as I can.
Well, that's the RT report. Now, from all this is what I said, while they're pointing the fingers at others, they got three pointing back at themselves, as in the regard of the Duma chemical attack in Syria. There was no evidence whatsoever found by the OPCW. And that's just one instance. And then you get them on about that all the time. People are shills.
Terrorist sympathisers, it used to be, Paul, but not only are we terrorist sympathisers, allegedly, we're Russian terrorist sympathisers now.
Yeah, well, this is it, and they're trying to push us into a narrow band narrative so we can't say anything. And I found this on Facebook, actually. Facebook, with my posts, they've been sliding my posts, and they've only got me posting to friends. They've stopped me posting to groups. Even posting to friends, they are sliding my posts down to the person I'm posting to, their post listings, down by 24 to 30 hours in the hope that my post will be missed.
Well, this is exactly it, Paul. This is exactly why we've started Axiom Steem now, because I think it's about time we all make a move together over to decentralized platforms. Take your pick which one you're interested in using. It's completely up to you. But the fact is Facebook doesn't serve us anymore. It never really did. We're only ever using it against them from start anyway. So yeah, so carry on, Paul.
I am going to continue posting on Facebook, but very few.
My suggestion, Paul, was if you're using Facebook, why not put all your Steemit articles on there? Why not flood it with articles and sources from your decentralized platforms? That's the best way to go about it, I think. Yeah, just flood it with Steemit stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to brown them off because their sheer hypocrisy makes me feel sicker and sicker every day.
Yeah, likewise. Just like to welcome Surfer to the room, who's just joined us. Welcome, Surfer. So, Paul, do you want to bring us over to your Steemit now? If you bring your Steemit up, and we'll see what you've been putting out during this week.
Oh, yeah. Let me pull my Steemit up then.
I mean, tonight's show is just a pilot episode. It's just to see, for us just to get an handle on how we can work this, and hopefully we can try and get more people coming over the next coming weeks. People who use Steemit or any other. It doesn't have to be Steemit. I mean, the topic is Steemit or Streamit, but as long as it's decentralized, I'm more than willing to allow you on to share your material. So please do that. Paul, I can see your Steemit coming up now. Yeah. I'll let you carry on.
As on 2 days ago, I just put a little bit of poetry up. That's something I wrote in 1999. This post here was the video we just seen, the RT video we just seen, UK Russian boy. Yeah. Slide don't hold water.
Do you want to show us your poem?
If you wish, I didn't think that people really want to see it, but I'll put it
Go
up.
for it, Paul. This is what it's all about. People can
Yeah.
come on and show us whatever it is they're interested in doing.
Right.
And this is what it's about.
This is a bit of poetry I wrote, and it was 7 years after my head injury when my head was starting to clear a bit and work a bit clearer. And it's called Work's Broken Tool. As a work tool, I was set just right, but it all changed on shift that night. Machine running, tolerances tight, grinding wheel to metal began to bite. Bang rang out, a cracked wheel took flight. 7 years on and still a nightmare of a recovery I have to fight. As fragment of grinding wheel did my head smite. Now nothing seems to be quite right, for now I feel a mindless, worthless fool, as well as being a broken tool. In this condition I do object to being a company reject. Now, that was my state of mind back then. I mean, I don't feel worthless, I don't feel mindless, and I don't feel a fool now because I've got a lot of my mind faculties back and I can think a bit straight. It takes me a bit sometimes to pull on the right filing cabinet I need in me notes there. But yeah, so that was just a bit of poetry I wrote at the time.
I've never had an head injury as yours, Paul, but from reading that poem, I sort of do get, you know, a sense of what it is that you've had to go through, and I can only, you know, imagine it's basically just, you know, expecting to just all of a sudden live as somebody else, and the transformation of that is more than difficult.
Complete and total change, as my mum keeps on. My mum keeps on. I was a strapping, young, strong guy, could do more or less anything, and from one day to the next, a total change. So, yeah, it was hard getting used to not working, but there you go. There's a lot of silver linings in it because, as I say, once my mind was able to tick a bit better, I managed to get a computer. Still trying to work the computer out. I'm still not very computer savvy, but I think I've done well to get as far as I have.
Yeah, Paul. Just for our viewers, if you put the pointer up where your money is for that post, 11 cents, I think it is, to show the viewers what you've made on that post. Now, if you refresh that, I've just voted you up.
Right. There we go. Then refresh.
There you go. Look, if you look at it now, how much have you got now?
I've got 12.12. Yo.
You up and earned 1 cent of Steem.
Yeah, and that is something that Facebook don't give you. If anything, they are robbing you. They're robbing your ideas, your artistic values, and everything.
$4 million a day, Mark Zuckerberg. Just think about it, guys, and the irony of it all.
You could all be making loads of lovely wonga for being creative and putting your posts up, and for your friends and your Steemit friends to vote you up. Every time they vote you up, it bumps your money up. Well, most of the time, you know, we've got enough Steem power.
Yeah, and I think. Sorry, Jeff. Go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, I was just saying, as long as they got enough Steem power, if they vote you up, your money will go up from being voted up. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. You know, it's all good stuff.
Yeah. Well, my posts are mainly to do with things what our government are doing because I'm absolutely sick. I'm sick of my governments, and I've been sick of them for decades because it don't matter which government seems to be getting in. They seem to be going on a already scripted course. It don't change no matter what party's in. And the only way to get them to change their ways is for everybody to be shouting out. Everybody. Not just a couple of million. Everybody, because everybody smells there's something wrong. They can't say that they don't notice there's something wrong because it don't matter which avenue you go down in the life in Great Britain.
Yeah.
We are being ripped off. We're being massacred in the way of jobs, etc., etc. So my post...
You're totally right, Paul. I mean, we've all, well, I say we've all, but if you're an activist or you've done some sort of work out there on Facebook, you by now you're bound to have come across at least a post ban or one post being removed, or you've come across an experience of it. Now, it's gone from that sort of stuff to, you know, people being banned from coming into the country, just basically just because they want to speak and stuff like that. But with decentralized platforms, at the minute, as it stands, there's no interference with that.
Yeah, they can't touch it. If you put it up, it's there, and they can't take it down. And I've had so many posts removed, which I know people need to hear, because I only ever post stuff which is necessary. In fact, I only put my poetry up because I have people saying, oh, that's good, get it up there, get it up there. So, but normally I post things which people need to hear, and these people don't like me because what I'm posting up, and they don't want people to hear. Now, they're too busy on about Bashar Assad chemically attacking his own people, yet they're attacking us every day with chemtrails. Now, if that's not chemical warfare, it's a slow kill, people. It's a slow kill, and it's a binary kill, especially with the 5G coming in that's going to work with it. That's the whole idea of them chemtrailing all these years. Just one of the reasons. They never do things just for one reason alone. There's always multiple reasons for them to go ahead and do such large things like that.
Yeah, well, you carry on, Paul, and then after you finish with your articles, just pass it on to whoever's next in line.
This next article is called Chemtrail Lung. It's a medical condition. We have here a doctor actually saying about it. I believe I've actually taken it to the time stamp that I want it from. No, I haven't, but it's only a short video. So here we go, guys. It's 15 minutes, so I'll take it along to where I can hide that, can't I?
Yep.
Way, I asked him, so I'm going to just out this, and I'm going to hope that as many people see it as possible, because for me it's validation that what I've been saying, what Richie's been saying, and I made a funny video about it too, called Chemtrails, and it's a parody about the chemtrails. But because, you know, sometimes I don't know what else to do with it. I'm a comedian, I'm a host, and I'm not a effing shill just because I'm in the entertainment business and I'm willing to talk about it. It means I have courage to get out there and say what's happening, and there's nobody else I know in the entertainment business that's doing that, all right? So, and
yeah, this young lady is doing her best to get the message out to people, and she's been to the doctor, and he has actually told her she's got chemtrail lung. So I've actually now clicked it. It should be at the...
Wait, just before you play it, Paul, you say chemtrail lung. Is this an actual diagnosed disease now, this, then? Is it?
Well, this is what this doctor says. You will see him on camera saying it now.
But it is officially recognised, and that is the name of it, yeah?
Well, for a doctor to go on, a medical doctor to go on camera and say it.
Yeah, well, it surely sounds like that, which is why I asked. But yeah, sorry, carry on, Paul. We'll find out, I guess.
Yeah. Rachel Mainstra is my name. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the truth for once. Okay. So I'm here with the doctor because I'm still sick. And I just wanted him to reiterate what he just said. Get closer. Yes.
So there is an emerging problem that we're having in society all over the world, actually. It's called chemtrail lung. Respiratory conditions that are shown because of the toxic chemicals, heavy metals, gases, virus particles, and other things that are being sprayed across the atmosphere. Especially in this area, because Palmdale Airport is the source of a lot of top secret activity that takes place. And there's also a lot of still breathing fracking gases from Porter Ranch and the other surrounding areas.
Fracking gases.
Topography, the way the Santa Ana winds blow in this area. And on top of all of that, the smog. And on top of all of that, what do we see? What we know about the amount of inhalation of mold and mildew in the walls of the buildings and things of this sort.
That's true.
So a combination of all of these things, plus the overuse of antibiotics.
Overuse of antibiotics.
Plus the flu season.
And how do you feel about the flu shot? I mean, I did not get one, and I won't ever get one. I don't believe in them. I know some people do. How do you feel about the flu shot?
I don't recommend it in general.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few people, a few categories of people who are most appropriate for getting them.
Mm-hmm.
Not even then, not every year, because so much of the time the true effectiveness and efficacy of flu shots is very, very low. It's not necessarily that it's a benefit. It's a policy issue, but it is not necessarily a physiologic benefit to the patients.
Even though they want you to get one, and they say, "Oh, come on in to get your flu shot."
See, Bashar Assad is supposed to be killing his own people, yet our government are doing it blatantly.
Yeah, I mean, it's when they went on airstrikes, and what did they do? They went on airstrikes, an area where it's alleged, to have chemical weapons.
Yeah. How convenient to take out the so-called chemical weaponry of Bashar Assad, and so there'd be no proof. Or they can say, well, there won't be no proof because we bombed it. This is the depths that our government will go to try.
Oh yeah, that's the only logical explanation to why you'd want to genuinely, if it was ever genuine, which we all seem to know it wasn't, but nonetheless, if you was wanting to do something like that, then yeah, that'd explain it. You'd blow up chemical weapons because you want to hide the fact that it was never there in the first place. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, it's a bit more.
Flu shot, they encourage it, but at the same time, it could be a different strain that's coming about, so it could actually make it worse.
Yeah, we've been dealing with sub 30%, sometimes even sub 20% effectiveness of flu vaccines in recent years. Yes, it's a guess as to what may be needed in the composition of the flu vaccine in order to get it ready for distribution, and in most of the time, we miss more than we hit.
It's a guess. It's a guess, yet in the adjuvants, there is aluminium, which is part also of the chemtrailing, which is all part of the binary weapons to come in with 5G. When 5G stokes up properly, they all work together. And this is a slow death. It's not like putting a gun to your head and pulling the trigger where it's death there and everybody can see you've been shot. With these kind of deaths, they can put it down to all manner of things.
Well, I'm just having a slight difficulty trying to hear him. So if you can maybe just repeat a few things, key points that he's saying for the audience.
Ah, right. Do you want me to go back a bit?
You don't need to go back. It won't improve, the sound quality. But just try and,
I'll turn it up a little on my end as well. So everybody else mutes their mics. We won't get no feedback now.
So it's not something that as a public health specialist, as well as a primary care specialist and all that, I routinely recommend. I know that there's policies there, and I know that there's something called best practices. But if you look at it more in general,
he said best practices, not brass practices. That's different. So when
you look at it in terms of what else are people doing, there's a whole lot more that people can do to improve their health from a prevention point of view and from a detoxing point of view and from a proactive health orientation.
Be proactive, right?
As opposed to just simply relying on getting vaccinations.
And there was somebody that was found in the Mississippi River who stood up in Atlanta. He stood up for not getting the flu shot, and he ended up disappearing. Well, actually, no, his body was filmed. So when we got stopped, you give me the stop. Okay, wrap it up. Okay, anyway, chemtrail on, I'm just saying. You get on that.
So yes, basically speak out and you're going to be nobbled one way or another. And this is how dirty our governments are getting, the Western governments. Right, so that'll be enough for that one. So we'll go back to my Steemit page.
Yep.
Right, now we're coming on to Novichok, which is a nerve agent, so they reckon. Right. Novichok is made where? TruePublica.org.uk on the 22nd of April 2018 reported evidence Novichok delivery system patented in the United States by TruePublica. We wrote back on the 9th of April that the Schiphol Novichok poison affair has fooled almost no one. With a slightly questioning mind and an internet connection, the entire story would make an epic egg-on-face Inspector Clouseau classic worthy of Peter Sellers at his best. The plot includes a delusional Russian despot attempting to assassinate an aging retired ex-spy in Britain, where the end result was an international scandal. A dead cat, 2 stuffed guinea pigs, and a lot of unemployed diplomats. Now, I'm ex-Royal Navy, and we done nuclear, biological, chemical defence. And straight off the bat, when I saw the clippets of the policeman round the cordon-off area, with no hazmat suits on, no chemical, biological, chemical defence suits on of any sort. So why aren't they all ill? Why aren't the people of Salisbury getting ill? Why is the Skipples recovered? Yet it was supposed to be such a deadly nerve agent of high quality, which means they should have been dead within at least 40 minutes. And they even posted a policeman at the door of the house of the Scripples, where they alleged, after they said it was in the restaurant, they alleged that it was put on the door handle of their home. And then they place a policeman to guard the house right near the front door. Things are not stacking up in my books, guys. Just does not stack up whatsoever. And in the Royal Navy, nuclear, biological, chemical defence wasn't something you just learnt in training and you never done it again. It was something you done on an ongoing fashion. Every time we done action stations, you done nuclear, biological, chemical defence. Because it was so important and so deadly. So why hasn't anybody died of this nerve agent that's supposed to be high grade, military grade, should I say?
Paul, can I just point out something? This Skripal Novichok affair business happened in Salisbury, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yes.
Near a place called Portendang.
Exactly. I was getting on to that.
So I was just going to say that I've got Wikipedia up here, and you can find this on Wikipedia. Just type in Portendang, and that's.
Well, would you like to read it for us, Jeffrey? Would you like to read it for us?
Yeah, sure. It's Portendang, and you can look this up on Wikipedia. It's spelled Porton and then Dang, Down. If I scroll down to post-war period, I'll just read one bit of a paragraph here. It said tests were carried out on servicemen to determine the effects of nerve agents on human subjects, with one recorded death due to a nerve gas experiment. There have been persistent allegations of unethical human experimentation at Porton Down, such as those relating to the death of leading aircraftman Ronald Madison, aged 20, in 1953. Madison was taking part in sarin nerve gas agent toxicity tests. Sarin was dripped onto his arm and he died shortly afterwards. This is the sort of stuff that's been going on, probably a whole host of other unlawful things where people were probably tested against their consent and against their knowledge. All this sort of stuff. It's got a very nasty, insidious side to it, as far as I can tell. You can read up more about that, and you can probably Google more information about Porton Down. Seems very convenient, doesn't it, that this Scripple business happened right near Porton Down,
yes,
places where they manufacture these things.
And right near Salisbury Plain, where they had the special army grouping that deals with nerve agents, doing exercises at the times. So why was they not brought into the Scripple affair straight away? And why was the car that was contaminated taken to a public pound? And why was they telling people to wash their clothes, and if they sent it for dry cleaning, double bag it? Wow. What about the poor workers in the dry cleaners? What about the workers in the car pound? It just does not make any sense whatsoever. In fact, it's absolute rubbish.
Well, to cite a famous euphemism, something smells very fishy.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very well thought out, does it?
It smells very rotten in the state of Denmark, but actually the rot is here in the UK.
And on the basis of this, our UK, say, love us so much, are trying to take us to war against Russia.
Well, that's a good way to get a bloody nose, isn't it?
Well, you keep poking a bear, mate, you're going to suffer the consequences.
Well, if we're all meant to be anti-Western Russian bots, then they're not going to be doing, you know, who are they going to find?
And I can assure you, I'm no Russian bot and I'm no Russian, pro-Russian person, but the only one that's held his head high in all this and acted like a true statesman is Putin.
Well, I'll say one thing. If that Syrian girl's a Russian bot, I want to know where I can buy one, because she's lovely.
Great article, that, Paul.
Yeah, so, you know, and this is actually, if we go on to the True Republica that actually done the, well, here we go. Right. This is the delivery system, which was patented in America. Patented in America. So for them to patent something that's going to deliver a Novichok, who's got Novichok? I could go and read a lot, but there's more to be said from other people here. So we'll go on from there to my next article. In fact, I had the article there, so I didn't need to do that really. But right.
You just can't make this stuff up, can you? It's so blatantly obvious and overwhelmingly in your face that this is all a complete conspiracy.
Yep. It's not only that, it shows you how stupid our ministers are.
They really are a bit soft in the head if they can't come up with better stories than this.
They're living in cloud cuckoo land, and they're putting all their lives at risk. Every man, woman and child is at risk.
They are extremely dangerous. They need to be removed forthwith.
Yeah, straight. Yeah. Right. Now, it isn't just the UK. UK is working in tandem with the US. And it's Point at Russia. Point your finger at Russia. Point your finger at Russia. Like the damn stupid business over the vote rigging in America. All the Russians done it. Wow. Here is a clip it from Fox News that I would like you to hear. It's only 5 minutes long, so I'll largen it. And here we go. Just listen to what these guys have got to say. And I'll show you the date that when this was released. It was released on the 23rd of April, yeah? So that was Monday, yeah? Am I right? Monday? Monday or Tuesday. So here we go. So it's only in the past week.
Joining us with more reaction to my opening monologue from the Hill, Joe Concha, Fox News national security analyst, former deputy assistant to the president, Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Dr. Gorka, the Justice Department now investigating Comey. Criminal referrals on every top figure, Lynch, on Hillary herself, on Comey, on McCabe, on Strzok, on Page. Then the IG referral, criminal referral, as it relates to McCabe. All that we have talked about is now happening. Everything the media's talked about has been wrong.
Yes, absolutely. For the last 14 months. Let's just tie it all together. The jigsaw puzzle must be made into a full picture. We now know Andy McCarthy's hypothesis is absolutely sound. The work of Sarah Carter, John Solomon, our own Fox Catherine Herridge. It is clear the Obama administration wanted Hillary to win. She was protected by the highest echelons of the DOJ and the FBI. Why? Because her felonious use of a private server to send classified information on implicated the president himself. We know President Obama, under a pseudonym, contacted her and sent sensitive information on that private homebrew server, which meant if she was prosecuted, guess who has to be prosecuted as well? President Obama. That is why they perverted the course of justice, and everything should be renamed, not FISA-gate, not Surveillance-gate. It must be renamed tonight, Sean, Obamagate.
Deep State Gate, Obamagate, whatever you want. Joe, you follow the media. You follow their coverage. I'm not ever expecting a retraction, an apology, but the level of breathless hysteria and reporting, especially on the cable networks, not Fox, and in the Washington Post and the New York Times, anonymous sources, fake news, debunked stories, conspiracy theories. This now represents news in America.
The New York Times, Sean, the biggest complaint among readers, and this has been going on for years and years, is the use of anonymous sources, the utter reliance on them, because obviously we don't know what motive those sources have. Usually it's probably a nefarious one if they want to get these things out. They're not just innocent whistleblowers. They're looking to push a narrative to hurt people in positions of power. We've seen that over and over again. So, look, Devin Nunes, who is obviously the head of the Intelligence Committee in the House, he has been dismissed by the media for the most part. He's been called a lackey. And then you look at the other side, his counterpart, Adam Schiff. You know how many interviews Adam Schiff has done? And I'm not talking print interviews or online. I'm talking television broadcast interviews he's done since the president took office, 240. So if you need to know, if the media is picking a side, they're giving Adam Schiff a huge stage on an almost daily basis, while Nunes is seen as, well, that's the guy who's just trying to support Trump, trying to push a false narrative. I think that's all the evidence you need, Sean.
You know, and it is interesting, Dr. Gorka, and there, you mentioned there's a group of us. You're included in that group, and Sarah and Greg and Larry, and I can't mention everybody. And the bottom line is, this is the biggest abuse of power we've ever seen in this country's history, the biggest corruption case in history. I've never seen, you know, unmasking, leaking, surveillance, FISA abuse.
And we're getting the biggest abuse and that of power here in the UK also. Is it not strange how with both the countries are doing it at the same time? It shows that there's the link there going on between them.
Exonerations before investigations, felonies just not even being prosecuted. Every one of these stories is unbelievable.
We've had problems. We've had scandals in the past. You go back to the 60s and the 70s especially. There's a reason we had the Church and Pike commissions. We had COINTELPRO, which was a scandal for the FBI. But guess what, Sean? In almost every case, it was the good guys overstepping the mark. There were bad people, there were radicals, there were arsonists, there were terrorists like the Weathermen Underground, and they were overzealous in the application of intelligence tools. Sean, in this case, it's not going after bad guys, it's going after your Democrat, your opponent in a democratic election. It's going after somebody you politically disagree with and using the intelligence community and
political differences.
Right. And that's a massive scandal for the Republic.
Last word, Joe.
Well, we talk about the bias of omission a lot, Sean. That's the worst kind of bias you could have. And you talked before about not covering some of the more positive aspects of what this administration is accomplishing. And look, I'm not going to put that out there as some sort of cheerleader. I look at Pew Research right after the election, and here's what they said: the top 3 issues that voters voted on. 84% said the economy and jobs, 80% terrorism, ISIS in this case, obviously, 75% foreign policy. So we look at those 3 issues, and foreign policy, obviously, we have to look at North Korea in those regards. The president is doing quite well on the issues that matter most to people, yet those are the issues that get the least reporting by our media because we're looking too much at Russia and Stormy Daniels and things that people don't care about as much as our media in the bubble thinks they do.
All right, guys, thank you both for being with us and joining us with more.
Now, don't you think it's absolutely shameless how they're using open source media to get a lot of their information from and putting it over as fact when there is no proof whatsoever in the Russians doing the all the I've lost it, sorry guys, doing all the the photo rigging and what have you. It just beggars belief. It just absolutely beggars belief. And they expect us to swallow this rubbish.
Well, us so-called tinfoil hat wearers, as they'd like to sort of name us.
Yeah, well, they've named us that purposefully.
Right again and again, Paul. We've been proved right again and again.
Yeah. Well, they keep trying to demonise us, yet we keep being right. So,
well, like the good book says, the more we tell the truth, the more they have to lie to cover it up. Unfortunately, they've got the majority of mainstream media on their side, posting their propaganda rubbish.
But the truth cannot be kept down. It will always bubble to the surface.
Yeah.
Well, if there's people, stood there, making it happen, it will, Paul. But as we're speaking now, doing what we're doing, I'm thinking to myself, is this even going to get put out, what we've done? Because so far we've used Fox News and a couple of others, which I think will probably be enough to get us banned anyway. But anyway, the point is like I said, this is just a pilot episode, so I'm hoping to move over to a platform called DLive once I can get it all set up, and then we shouldn't have all these issues with censorship and copyright issues, and hopefully we shouldn't have it. But for now, tonight mainly, we'll have to put up with it. But yeah, carry on, Paul. Sorry for interruption.
It won't get banned on Steemit, will it, or DTube?
It won't get banned on Steemit, but the thing is if we can't get it from YouTube onto Steemit, then we're doomed until we can get DLive working. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it working for tonight. I did try.
Just so our viewers realise what we're talking about here, Steemit is a cryptocurrency. It's also a social media platform. And they have a thing called DTube, which could be a good alternative to YouTube, because DTube, as with all Steemit stuff, it's uncensored, totally uncensored. It's a good open source platform. It's a platform for people to use, and we won't get all the.
That's DTube, that Jeff. Try not to get mistaken with DLive. Now they're not affiliated whatsoever. They've got nothing in connection. DLive basically allows you to live stream, whereas DTube doesn't have that, capability. The downside with DTube, which I've just recently heard about, is that they take 25%.
Right. So DLive is not affiliated with DTube then?
Not at all. DTube takes 25% of your work, as DLive takes 0 at the minute. They don't take anything at all.
Right.
But as I said, I'm yet in the process of trying to get it set up.
Yeah, sorry about using this, PJ, but I was on.
No, it's all right. I mean, the point of this, this project is just to show you Steemit articles. I'll make an exception for tonight.
I was actually under the understanding you can use them, providing it's for educational purpose, and that's what we're doing, is educating the people.
Yeah, well, it's a different ball game, isn't it? Once they've banned you or took it down, you know, it's easier said than done. That, but you've got to then go ahead and fight to get it put back up, which is just pointless. We're not here to have tit for tat with them. We're gonna put a point across, whether they like it or not.
But even with just what you're saying now, just shows the amount of censorship that's going on. And for people that post about cucumber and salmon sandwiches going around their friends for cups of teas and cucumber and salmon sandwiches, they really ought to start talking things that really concern their children and their grandchildren, because it's their children and grandchildren that are going to have to carry on in this world if this carries on.
Definitely.
Well,
have you got any more articles on your Steemit, Paul, or we're moving? Who's up next, by the way? May I ask if anybody else is?
I'm done there, but basically I was just trying to put over how our governments are big hypocrites. That's the West's governments. And while they're pointing their fingers, they've got three fingers pointing back at them. And we can see it clearly.
Well done, Paul. That's excellent presentation from yourself there, Paul.
We're pretty
well proud. You've done well this week. Good man.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Pretty certain that behind all this is the central bankers, the old central banking system that's sort of in its death throes at the moment, and they know it. I think they know that the writing's on the wall for them at some point with all the cryptocurrencies that are now taking off and things. I think, it's going to get to the point where people are going to realise that the central banking system is no longer an honest medium of exchange, and something's got to be done about it. PJ, is there any chance I could put up that thing that I posted earlier on?
Am I out to the screen share, guys?
You are, Paul, yeah. Jeff, if it's on your Steemit, you can show anything you want.
It's not on my Steemit. I was going to put it up on Steemit in a bit, but
you should have done it, Jeff.
I haven't done it yet.
I'll make an exception then. Be quick. Who's up next anyway? Stav, have you got anything lined up?
I'll screen share and get it.
Yeah, I got just a couple of bits about Steemit and some of the things that perhaps will help people. Will help people.
Cool. Well, we'll just finish off with Jeff, and I'll pass it over to you. Hold on, Jeff, 1 second. I'm just putting you up now. Yeah, I got you up now. Oh, it's just an image, that's all. I thought it were another website to something. I mean, I don't really want to use the idea of using Steemit articles is to cut out all these adverts and bloody pop-ups and videos that play without your bloody permission and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Anyway, I'll read what it says on here. I think this is quite relevant. I haven't stuck it up on Steemit yet, but I'm planning to. How to beat the 1%. Iceland did it, so can we. Bankers jailed, politicians replaced, no shots fired. 2008, citizens forced the resignation of both the Prime Minister and the effective government. 2010, the Prime Minister was indicted. Over 200 criminal charges were filed against the bankers, and all the former CEOs of the three biggest banks were arrested. Others were forced to leave the country. 2010, an assembly is elected to write a new constitution to avoid entrapment of debt. 25 citizens are chosen with no political affiliation. The only qualifications for candidacy are adulthood and the support of 30 people. 2010, the main bank of Iceland was nationalised. 2010, also the new government forgave debt exceeding 110% of home values. And there's a picture there of the organizer of the Icelandic Revolution. There you go, folks. So it can be done. It can, if there's enough will of the people to stand together, get together, and literally storm the castle, throw them all in jails, stick them on charges, send them to common law courts, ideally, and have them indicted for charges of treason and everything else that we know that they're totally guilty of. But there you go, folks.
We are now
in Iceland.
Hey, Lope.
Hello, my darlings.
We've got Lope with us.
Yeah.
Welcome, Lope. Who do you think you'd make it tonight?
We're now in the time where solidarity is absolutely is a necessity.
Yeah, it sure is. Stav, would you like to display and explain your role for tonight? And then Lope, if you're still prepared to do what you plan to do, we'll have you in the lineup just after Stav. Stav, roughly how long is yours going to take?
Not long, pretty quick.
No worries, good stuff. All right, well, whenever you're ready, we'll...
Okay, it's just an extension on what you've already covered about Steemit, really. It's not no articles and as good as Paul's or anything. It's just about explaining how other things, how you can approach it. Just instead of blogging, there are other ways to build up your
reputation,
reputation, and also to build up how many followers you get.
Rewards and things.
Because, reward followers, because it's all very well just putting stuff up, but unless you establish a followership or people following you, nobody won't see it. It's not like you can go public on Face Crack. I'm not even going to call it its name anymore because I can't stand it. But yeah, Face Crack. So it doesn't work like that. That's why a lot of people come onto it and go off of it, because they want their bottom wiped. But we won't go on that. If you want your bottom wiped, stay on Face Crack. Right, I'm going to share a screen.
Yeah, go for it.
Right, let's have a look here. Right, can we see that?
Yep.
Okay, dokie. This is my little page. Not only you've just got the things that you put up yourself. I like to do a bit of drawing.
Just stop a minute. Just go to the top so people can see you. You know, they might even want to add you and follow your work. So just go to the top. You can actually see your name, how it's displayed, and you know. So if they want to find you,
I'm a man of many names. I've been called many names in my life, so I'm all the above. Anyway, just in case somebody gets confused. But there we are. And yes, just like Paul, I've got stuff here. What I want to show you is as well as blogging, you can curate and you can start to build up your followers and your reputation, which is what the 38 is, and also your wallet, what you got, your cryptocurrency, which is Steem dollars. Steem powers the weight of how you vote and what it's worth and how much rewards you can get. But that we won't go into that. But it was in that video when we started with. But as well as the blog, so what I tend to do is I follow a few people. This guy here, I follow quite a bit because he's a financier. He's been in the financial business and he's in London. He's very good. I recommend him. He's called Malako. Anyway, I tend to follow him quite a lot. And I let me click on him. Or that post. Let me go back again. Just set this up better. Well, this particular one. No. Anyway, we won't follow his post. But what I do is I go into this bit. It's his comments, and let's take this one here. This is one of his. Which I commented on the other day. Now this is it. He does a DTube as well. And so anyway, I listen to his DTube. He's very good. And I often make comments. And I made a comment here. Just thank you, man. Maniko. Great. Have a great weekend. Although you might not need to use the umbrella if you're going to work on the handicap shoot load off. And I'm referring to his golf. But anyway, I normally leave him better quotes than that. Better replies. And anyway, if if depending on what you comment and the quality of it, you will be able to get rewarded. So I got rewarded 19 cents for commenting. I do a lot of comments, and he does reply to me because I've given him quite a bit of information. What I think, well, my thoughts about the City of London, and he does agree, and he's done a video just recently on what I was talking about with him. But anyway, I won't go on about it too much. But anyway, one way to build up, and of course, other people see your comments and see that valid by the author of the piece, who's quite popular because I think he's 67. That's quite a high reputation. And anyway, so you can go back to blog. You can get your followers here built up just as quickly by making useful comments and rewarded as well, and which gives you better Steem power, Steem and Steem dollars. So you don't have to just blog. My point is about Steemit. You could follow good people and leave good comments, and you can get your reputation built up. I would suggest people do that for the first few weeks, and then once you've got enough followers, I mean, this account. I did have an old account a couple of years ago, but that's gone by the by. I lost my key, which is, you just don't do that because you can never access it again. So
show us some of your sketches then, stuff while you've got it up. Let's
no, we don't want to see them. They're rubbish.
Come on, they're not rubbish.
They're rubbish. They're rubbish. They're just sketches. They're just.
Come on, staff, show your art.
This is what it's about.
I do a bit of jewelry making as well with wire and copper wire and things. But apart from that, we don't want to see that. But what I'm saying is, I just thought I'd bring that in because it's one way of getting feedback, getting your reputation up quicker, also getting rewarded, and you know, the whole game. You can do it by making comments, useful comments. I mean, if you go most comments and you follow people, especially if they've got a good reputation themselves, and just say nice one, and don't expect to get a reward, you've got to put an intelligent comment which means something. So there we are. So that's all I wanted to say, really, PJ, about Steemit and decentralized platform. Yes, one thing centralized governments don't like more than a nuclear weapon is decentralized platforms. They can't be in control, obviously. I think it's a bigger threat to them than North Korea, Russia, or China with any nuclear warhead. But that's just my thoughts. So yeah, decentralization is a way forward, and they will try and capture it and centralize it in a digital currency, and then you'll have all these conspiracies coming out saying, you know, this, that, and the other, and that's fine. But the real war is the battle between the people and the centralized governments throughout the world, no matter what their name, whether they're Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, Theresa May, Jeremy Corbyn. I'm a political atheist, and I should stay that way. I've got very good reasons to be. And but if you need a massa and you need a political boss, then go knock yourself out. Anyway, I'm finished with that. I put it back to you, PJ. I'll stop sharing my screen, or you can do it for me. I don't mind.
No, you just go ahead and stop it on your side. I've got a little video which
Can I add to that, PJ?
Go on then, Paul. Sorry, yeah, go on.
I've actually found Facebook. There's a lot of trolling and arguments and bad mouthing everybody. On Steemit, I found it more of a let's come and reason together, rather than the arguments and the bad mouthing of each other.
Yeah. I quite agree with that sentiment, mainly because it's not a direct conversation ability, whereas Facebook, you have an instant, you type whatever is lingering between your earlobes and type it, and it's instant, and you can instantly get the notification and type back. Whereas on Steemit, you actually have to think about what you're typing in reference to, you know, your comment, and then, you know, if the person is online, they can go and comment back. Otherwise, it's anybody can see it, and the response is more delayed rather than an instant response. And I do like that aspect of it, where, you know, it gives you a chance to not make a total excuse my language, a total loss of yourself, or to make yourself sound a little bit more intelligent than you really are, because you know, it gives you that time, that distance to basically calm down. I quite agree with what you said, Paul.
Thank you.
Okay, Lopi, can you go on? Well, I can't believe I'm asking you to go on with Facebook, but would you mind just getting a link from Facebook in the Hangouts chat so Jeff can queue the next one up, as he doesn't have the link.
Queue what next?
The next video. That's I just want to quickly show for the viewers. I've put the link in your Facebook private chat. Jeff, if you're ready.
What was it you want me to do? You want me to screen share something?
Yeah, it's a 3-minute video. Lopi's going to put the link in the Hangout chat.
All right, hang on.
Just a short while.
Okay.
And I'll just introduce this video. This is for people who have not yet got on board and have not yet checked out Steemit. Well, listen to this, and you know,
just waiting.
Maybe yeah, you may be interested in wanting to get on there and test it out. So this is a video that will basically show you how to set up an account, and both Steemit and DTube. So let me know when the video links got to you, Jeff.
Can you see that?
Just 1 second. Not getting anything on the screen. Are you screen sharing?
I am screen sharing. Yeah.
It's not showing. Just give it another go.
Hang on a sec. It says I am screen sharing.
Now you've come up. Yep, we've got you.
You can see that now, yeah?
Yep, full screen it, and then we'll play that video.
Okie dokie, here we go.
Okay, let's get started. What you want to do first is go to the upper right hand corner and click the sign up button. Then you're going to go to the welcome page and you're going to type in your account. You can do whatever you want. Once you're done with that,
can't hear it.
I'm not sure why we can't hear that, Jeff. Is it possible you can turn it up? No, it's full. It's full.
Yeah, I've got it up full steam ahead. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I've got you okay. It's probably just the video. It didn't come across like that earlier when I tested the video.
You've got it up full whack anyway.
Okay.
Here we go anyway. You can more or less see what's happening anyway. Here we go.
to confirm when you receive your password or key, you're going to go back to the site and click login. Next, you're going to type in your member name and then the key or password that you were emailed. Make sure you never share this password with anyone and also save it in a safe place. Then click login. Welcome to the Steemit community. You are now logged into your active account and you can begin posting and sharing with the Steemit community. Now we're going to learn how to upload videos onto DTube. First, go to steemit.com and log into your account. Once you're logged in, you're going to want to click My Wallet on the menu to the right. You can access it here or click your avatar and access your wallet from the drop down. And as you can see, I'm a new member and I am proud. But the cool thing is that any revenue I generate with this channel, I'm going to reinvest 100% in the Steem power. So next, what you're going to want to do is press permission, click, and then you're going to want to click show private key. Once you click that, your private key will appear down here, and then you're going to want to highlight that and copy it. Then it's time to get on down to D.2, click login, click, then type in your member name. Then you're going to paste that private posting key and then log in. And now that you are in D2, you are ready to click the upload button and drag and drop your video and start posting. Welcome to Steemit and D2. This has been a short 3-minute tutorial. I hope it was helpful. Like and subscribe.
All right, Jeff. I'll stand it there, mate. That's it. Okay, but if you are interested, like I said, do hurry up. It can take several weeks for your Steemit account to be approved and then therefore activated. So don't delay. Go and jump on it today. Lope, hello, welcome. I do believe you've got an interesting topic for us on your Steemit.
Can I just remind our viewers briefly that if you do open a Steemit account, you must make sure that you keep that key. It's very, very safe, because if you lose the key, you've effectively lost your account, which means you've lost everything that you've earned on it. So
yeah, that's very important, Jeff. Yeah, because there's no forgot password, recover password, secret question. There's none of that. If you lose the key, you might as well just start again.
Right, and there's a mixture of upper and lower case letters and digits as well, and it's quite a long key. So write it down on a piece of paper. Keep it safe.
As far as my Steemit, I haven't fully posted it yet. I am in the process of making a full-fledged plea for assistance to be tested on possibly being a kidney donor. It doesn't have to be here in the United States, where I'm located at the moment. You could be a donor in the UK or wherever you reside. Donors are needed everywhere. Just because I'm in the United States doesn't mean that somebody wherever you live might not need a kidney. So I'm advocating for all kidney transplant needer people, not just myself. In fact, the reason why I'm late today was because I was out campaigning for a kidney with all my neighbors. I was explaining to them what I learned on Friday when I went to Ohio State University in reference to my transplant class. The process is a really long process just to get onto the waiting list. I had the impression that I go to this class and then boom, I'm on the waiting list. Like you go to the NHS, you sign your name, you see the doctor, and boom, you're done. No, it's not like that at all. I went to the class and with that in mind, thinking it was going to be quick and easy. No, the class itself was to describe the process of getting onto the list. The process is rather extensive, rather long. It can take up to a year just to get onto the list.
Wow. Well, how about Lope, if we leave it for you then, and you can come back next Sunday, and it gives you more time to lay it all out on your Steemit, and maybe at that point you might even get some comments that you could possibly share as well. So if you've not yet got it on Steemit, maybe you'd like to wait until next episode.
That would be great, because that way I can have photos and more information for everybody. But
Yeah.
I would like, if it's all right, to let people know that just because somebody asks them for a transplant, don't look at it as you being a hero or anything like that. It's nothing like it is. You are being a hero, but look at it as a free head-to-toe checkup, because that's what you get when you do the test. It's a head-to-toe checkup. You will find out more information about your health and your family than any regular GP checkup, hospital checkup you do. And it's more so you're benefiting you, just as you possibly giving a kidney to somebody like me, or any sort of organ to somebody like me, because you're getting the better part of it. We're just getting a kidney, yeah, but you're getting to find out whether you have the possibility of cancer yourself, or you might have an abnormality, or something that you're not even aware of. You could get checked and find out well before it become a problem. So, when somebody asks about possibly getting tested, don't look at it like, oh, it's like a HIV test or anything like that. It's not that at all. Look at it as a positive, that, hey, I might be able to find out, am I a candidate? My grandmother had diabetes. Am I a candidate for it? Do I have onset diabetes? Look at it like that. That's what I'd like to put out.
Yeah. When you do your full one, it may be next week or in a couple of weeks' time, could you also find out and put up what blood groups can do for what blood groups?
Yes, I've got a list of that as well. That is that's part of the the evaluation process. Is just because let's say I'm an AB positive blood type, and you're an O or an A, just because you wouldn't personally be able to work with me, give me yours, your kidney, but you could give it to somebody else who's an A kidney or A blood type.
So if would an AB be able to accept an A negative?
It's possible. I have a graft that will show that all for you, and when I post it, I can explain that for you.
I've definitely got questions. I'll have questions, Lope. I'm quite interested in this myself. So, okay, let's end it for tonight then, and we'll return next Sunday for episode 2, season 1 of Axiom Steem.
All right.
Thank you all for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers, folks.